Yeah, it's K5IM. Yeah, this board you see, this 4x8 sheet of OSB you see in front of you is something we found. Believe it or not, we were driving down the highway and we ran over this thing. It was in the middle of the road. It blew out of somebody's truck, and you can see where it's missing a corner. You can see this right here, but this is good. This is good sheet of OSB. So we were thinking we'd put this to work. This is half inch thick OSB. Good lumber, good wood, except for that corner you see right there. See that corner? Let me zoom in on that corner a little bit there. See that corner? Other than that, that's the only thing that's wrong with it. As you can see, the rest of it's in one big piece. So, but yeah, we ran over it. We couldn't help it. We ran over it, and then we stopped and we backed up, and we watched a couple other vehicles run over it too. But it didn't hurt it at all. I mean, it's not hurt at all. It's in good shape. So we got this. This is a freebie. So yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop that and let you have a look at the other side of it. You see the other side of it. There's hardly any tread marks or anything on it where it got run over. But yeah, this other stuff we've got up here, this other plywood, this is a little bit warped, but hey, it's gonna, when we build a box out of it, it'll take all the warp out of it. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheets. 5 sheets of this 5/8 inch plywood, and we'll be able to make our boxes and stuff for our batteries. Once you know it's curved a little bit as a long sheet, but if you cut that in half, it takes half the curve out of it. So yeah, it's gonna be. It's point at that with your point. Yeah, see, it takes half the curve out of it when you cut it in half, and when we cut it down. So what we'll do is we'll actually be cutting this about.
It's got about 10 degree, 5 degree.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a curve in it. But see, if you cut it right here, then it's hardly any curve at all. If it's 34 inches long, our curve is hardly anything. So if we actually, you know, what I'm thinking about doing is like making the framework next, like an exoskeleton, an external framework, to where the wood and everything that makes up the framework of it is on the outside, and the smooth edge of it's on the inside. So if we go in here and cut it right here, say, you know, 35 inches, and allow for overlap of the seams and the corners and all that, you know, maybe 36 inches or so, it's not going to be that much of a curve in it. And then when we put the wood on the outside of it, you know, if you look at like old ammo boxes, you know, old wooden ammo boxes from World War II, a lot of those they were smooth on the inside, and the outside had the framework on it to give it rigidity. So what we'll do is we just cut it however long we're going to cut it, and just in, you know, say 36 inches, it's going to be hardly any curve at all on this part of it. So you can come over here and see this. If you look at it here, you see down the line of that, there's a little bit of a curve in it. It just warped a little bit. That's what it was, and that's the reason why we got it for less than half price. I mean, less than half price. But if you just cut, say, 36 inches of it down to, say, here, at this point, from here on down, there's hardly any curve at all on that. And then if you cut it, make another cut on down, then that's another 36 inches. then there's hardly any curve at all in that. So the curve is not going to make any difference. On the bow in this wood is not going to make any difference. We can make one box. There's our 36-inch point right there. So that's 36 inches. Let's say 14 inches deep. If we make it 14 inches deep, we've got a say a ½ inch or an inch of insulation on the bottom, and then we place the batteries in there, and we've got the space and everything, and then the lid, we have our insulation on the lid, and we've got enough here, be more than enough to make one box. So there's more than enough material just in one sheet here. We could take the worst bowed sheet and use it one of our boxes. We have a second sheet, another sheet here. We can use it for making another box. So we'll have some material there, and then we'll have probably enough of that left when we use what's left of this on the second box. We'll have enough left on this other sheet that it'll probably be the right size to fit underneath the electrical panel to mount everything to. So we'll have that, and then we'll actually be left with 3 sheets. 1, 2, 3. 3 sheets of this plywood. See, what we were thinking about doing with this was actually using this to go over here and fill in a spot up in our ceiling. So we have this area that's missing sheetrock there. This is in the kitchen. And what we want to do is we want to take these boards down and fill in. You see it has a gap there. It goes up in the ceiling. We'll fill this. We'll take this out completely and fill in that spot. We take that sheetrock out and make it one nice square piece, and fill in with the OSB up there. Okay. And we take those boards down, and there is boards just like that out here in the front of the house, up underneath the porch. You go out here and look right there. Those boards that are out there underneath the roof are the exact same boards that are there in the kitchen, and we're missing some boards right out in that area right along there. So right along that area right there, we're missing some boards. There's one of the boards came down, but you can see that opening there. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. You see that's missing some boards there. And what we'll do is the other ones that we have in the kitchen, we'll take those down and we'll use those to fill in our spot, because that one long open area that's underneath there, we've got the long board for it that came down out of there. We're just missing some a shorter piece or two. So what we'll do is we'll take those down from up there and use that to fill in, because it's the exact same wood as what's in the front. And then we'll put the OSB up here and fill in for this, and then we can sheetrock over that. And we'll be good to go. Tape, bed, and paint. Texture and paint. So yeah. But that's what we got going on that part right there. So it's all about efficient use and reuse of material. So yeah, that's what we got going on that part. Have a good one. It's KD5INM.